What you're going to do is you're going to click on the bank. There are a few math problems.
Welcome to another episode of UEN's PDTV. Did you know that Lucid tools, including Lucidchart and Lucidspark, are available for free to all of Utah's K-12 and higher ed educators? Well, today we have traveled to Pony Express Elementary in Eagle Mountain to learn how kindergarten teacher Charity Perry utilizes Lucid tools in her classroom.
I graduated a few years ago with my degree in early childhood education, and then later got my master's in curriculum instruction, design and instruction. And my school, Pony Express, was established like 24 years ago. And we're in a place that was formerly rural Utah, but is really growing. And so our demographic is really wide. I'd say we have a wide variety of, as far as socioeconomic status and cultural backgrounds and where they started versus where they are now.
Throughout this episode, we'll see how Charity utilizes Lucid in her classroom to create a personalized and collaborative learning environment, and how she uses formative assessment data from these tools to guide her instruction. I think a lot of people sometimes think that technology isn't really useful or even possible in a kindergarten classroom, but you use it. How does it support kindergarten instruction?
I love the flexibility that technology offers, and in kindergarten you need to be really flexible. And so some of the benefits that I love about using technology, students are already wired to figure it out. I mean, you see kids these days who are running their tablets, so why not use it for education? And some things that I found that are really great is that it teaches them how to be resilient, how to keep trying, how to work through trial and error. And also, as a teacher, it makes my job really easy because you can personalize and customize and make activities that work for your students and give those results that you're looking for. And you can also make self-correcting so that students are able to get real-time correction and feedback. I mean, they're already wired for it, so why not take advantage?
A couple of specific tools that you've been using in your classroom come from Lucid. Tell us how you're using Lucid tools in your classroom.
I love Lucid. I got started with it back a few years ago when they had Lucid Press. They've since sunsetted that program, but I've used it to design my own worksheets and physical materials. But then when I started using Lucidspark, I found how awesome their digital platform is because you're able to make visual activities. I use the visual activities function a lot on all of my boards because it's interactive. The students love it. They get really excited, and it makes viewing the data so easy because I can go through, I can see by student, I can see as a class, I can even see by item, which question I ask, how it's being answered. Well, you can use it for review, you can use it for a pre-test to see where they are. So something specific that I'm doing this week, it's a review week, we're covering everything that we've taught so far. And so I like to do review activities that include all of that, but are also really engaging and fun. So we're doing an escape room today where they have to work through different puzzles in order to, well, it's for Thanksgiving. They're gonna free a turkey so he doesn't get eaten for Thanksgiving. But you can do a lot of visual activities, and I incorporate those in my escape rooms. Jensen, where would you like to try first?
Grocery store.
The grocery store. Okay, so I'm gonna click on grocery store, and then on your computer, you're also going to click on grocery store. Okay, here's what it says. Turkey came to the grocery store, but someone wants to buy him for Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey costs $10. So you need to put two different things in the person's cart that will also cost $10. So they buy that, and then we can get out of here. So when you go and you click on the grocery store, you're gonna choose two things. How many things? Two. And how much money does it need to cost? 10. So if we're using two things and they're gonna buy both of them, it's kind of like adding. So you need to add two numbers that will give you how many? 10. You get to decide what they buy, but it has to cost how much money? $10. So here's your job. Click on the grocery store, put 2 things in the cart to cost $10, and then when you finish, exit the tab and come back. When you're gonna exit the tab, where do you look? At the X at the top. It's gonna be at the top of your tab.
Why are these tools useful? You mentioned data-driven instruction. What about for the students? What are the benefits?
It's hard to choose just one benefit that Lucidspark has for students when they're using it. And I mean technology in general. Some of the things that I mentioned earlier were that it helps students form resilience and build up their ability to keep trying. And then also trial and error and learning by doing. But it also engages their creative side, and students, children are creative, it's what they do. So giving students the opportunity to use technology is gonna better prepare them.
I think you mentioned briefly also the opportunity to personalize the learning experience for your students, to really give them what they need in that moment. Can you expand on that a little more?
You're able to personalize activities in Lucid for your students in different ways. You can share their own link so that they're at their own board, or with visual activities, everyone responds individually anyway, so you're able to see how they do. And with self-correcting activities, that student is able to receive feedback in real time. And if not, if it's structured so that it's something that you look at and get back to them later, it saves because it's on the cloud. And so it's really easy to track progress and see how they're doing. And it's easy for them to see too. And it's really exciting for them when they look back through their boards and see, oh my gosh, I remember that. And look how it compares. Like when I could only type this much and now I can type this much, or I could only use these functions and now I know all of these tools, and it's really fun for them to see their own progress. And I've noticed a difference, even between half-day and full-day kindergarten, I've noticed a difference in the enthusiasm that students have when they're able to see, oh, this is what I'm learning, this is why I'm here, if I push a little harder, or if I try this. And I think that's so valuable, not just for students, but for teachers, for any adult, to be able to see and celebrate the progress, but also set those goals and learn how to reach them.
So sometimes the students are working on their own boards, maybe with you popping in and helping out, and other times they're working together. How does a tool like Lucid enhance collaboration in your classroom?
Before Lucid enhances collaboration, it throws everybody into the room where they're all discovering at the same time, and so they learn really quick how their actions affect somebody else. So before constructive collaboration happens, I'd say a little chaotic collaboration happens, and then they're able to start interacting with each other and being able to see who is where. You can even follow. It's a cool feature. You click on a user and you're able to follow their view and you can see what they can see. And so when they need to work together to accomplish something, they're able to communicate more readily. And so if you're working with groups, you can put them and have them sit together and, okay, you're on this portion of the board and this is the task that you want to accomplish. Then they're able to talk to each other in real time while they are structuring it. Like, oh, I will do all of the sight words and you cover all of the C, and together we're gonna finish the rest of the project, for example. So it gives them the opportunity to interact in a virtual space as well as a real physical space. And there are so many opportunities for it, and you can work individually as well. You can, it's so flexible. It's so customizable. You can get exactly what you want, and that's kind of why I love it so much. I'm not like I'm picky, but I am particular about what I bring into my classroom, and I found that Lucid is really conducive to the goals that we set in kindergarten, because they're little children and they're learning to be humans, right? And so those interaction pieces are really important, and it helps develop them as a person as well as academically. And being able to collaborate in any space is one of those necessary skills. At the beginning, there is a lot of prep work. There's a lot of teaching that needs to happen. It needs to be really structured. And when you lay that foundation, it becomes so worth it, because as the year progresses, you're able to say, okay, this is the task. You know how to do it. here are your groups, go. And then you can just pop in, and to see what they're able to do, I mean, they learn so fast, and that's part of why I love kindergarten so much, is you can really see the progress. But laying that groundwork is worth it.
And you already mentioned that this is not just a kindergarten tool.
No, I bet it gets easier and even more fun, but it's definitely applicable in kindergarten, and I highly recommend it.
Well, Charity, thank you so much for letting us visit your classroom today and for sharing what you're doing with your students.
Thank you for coming. I hope that you enjoy seeing what I love to see every day, the progress that they're making.
In order to take advantage of the Lucid tools you have seen Charity using, the easiest thing to do is to log into your Canvas learning management system. Lucid is actually embedded into Canvas. For example, you can create a content page, and in the rich content editor, you will see the Lucid tool right there, ready for you to embed activities. Or you could create an assignment with Lucidspark embedded right within. Just go to the assignment drop-down menu, and Lucid is one of those choices. Remember that highly effective teaching strategies are what make these kinds of tools most effective. The Utah State Board of Education has developed one-sheets that explain evidence-based practices for your classroom, such as personalized learning, collaboration, and evidence-based practice. You can access these EBP documents in the teacher toolkit that goes with this PDTV episode and in the eMedia library. For more tools, strategies, and resources to help you implement these strategies in your classroom, be sure to visit uen.org/PDTV and access the teacher toolkit that accompanies this episode. Thanks for watching UEN's PDTV. For more professional development resources from UEN and to schedule a training, visit uen.org/development. We'll see you next time.